Namaste, angels. This is the general reading for the week of Sunday, the 16th of August through Saturday, the 22nd of August. And we're going to get right into it, beginning with the Christian calendar for the week and the feast day that falls on the last day for which this reading is, the 22nd of August, which is the feast day of the Queenship of the Blessed Virgin Mary. It's also my son's birthday. And it's particularly touching to me because the Queenship of Mary is a celebration specifically about Mary as a mother to her son, right? And my son is my firstborn too, my oldest. So I'll be celebrating myself that day as well. All right, so let's get right into it. What does the franciscanmedia.org, www.franciscanmedia.org, have to say about the Queenship of Mary? Pope Pius the 12th established this feast in 1954, which of course equals 19. But Mary's queenship has roots in scripture. At the Annunciation, Gabriel announced that Mary's son would receive the throne of David and rule forever. At the Visitation, Elizabeth calls Mary, quote, "Mother of my Lord," end quote. As in all the mysteries of Mary's life, she is closely associated with Jesus. Her queenship is a share in Jesus's kingship. We can also recall that in the Old Testament, the mother of the king has great influence in court. In the 4th century, and of course 4 being a number that equals 22 or vice versa, master number 22, also 13. The 4th century, Saint Ephraim, it's funny because my son's best friend's name is Ephraim, called Mary, quote, lady, end quote, and queen, in quotes. Later, church fathers and doctors continued to use the title. Hymns of the 11th to 13th centuries, I'm emphasizing these numbers for those of you who are watching me for the first time, because I've always pointed out certain numbers being attributed and associated to Mary and or other characters in the scriptures and our lives. So like God the Father, also the mother in general, and then thereby Mary, the Son, all of that. I've pointed out numbers as I've gone along. So 11 and 13 being some of those numbers. And again, 13 is a derivative of 4, or master number 22, the day on which this feast day falls. All of Mary's feast days always fall on a number that equals 6 or 13. We'll find this, or sometimes 9. Anyway, hymns of the 11th to 13th centuries address Mary as queen. Quote, "Hail, Holy Queen. Hail, Queen of Heaven. Queen of Heaven," end quote. The Dominican Rosary and the Franciscan Crown, as well as numerous invocations in Mary's litany, celebrate her queenship. The feast is a logical follow-up to the Assumption and is now celebrated on the octave day of that feast. In his 1954 encyclical to the Queen of Heaven, Pius the 12th, that'll be Pope Pius, of course, points out that Mary deserves the title because she is the mother of God, because she is so closely associated as the new Eve with Jesus's redemptive work, because of her preeminent perfection, and because of her intercessory power. I've also explained in the past that Mary was an intercessor, as am I. As St. Paul suggests in Romans 8:28 through 30, God has predestined human beings from all eternity to share the image of his Son. All the more was Mary's predestined to be the mother of Jesus. Jesus was to be king of all creation. Mary, independent on Jesus, was to be queen. All other titles to queenship derive from this eternal intention of God. As Jesus exercised his kingship on earth by serving his Father and his fellow human beings, so did Mary exercise her queenship. As the glorified Jesus remains with us as our King to the end of time, Matthew 28:20, so does Mary, who was assumed into heaven and crowned queen of heaven and earth. She's also the queen of all angels, known as the queen of all angels. And of course, thereby angels in heaven and earth angels or light workers. All right, so moving on to the Hebrew or Jewish calendar, the day before, which is also a feast day on the Christian calendar, but just not one we're going to talk about. It's the feast day of Pope Pius X. On the Hebrew calendar, the 21st is the Hebrew month of Elul, or the day that the Hebrew month of Elul begins. For this year, the year 5780, for those who are not aware of what Jewish year it is. And we're going to get right into that. From www.chabad.org, Chabad, Elul is the 12th and final month in the Jewish calendar, the 6th month counting from Nisan. It is a month that connects the past year with the coming year, a time when we reflect on where we stand and where we should be going. It is called, quote, the month of repentance, end quote, the month of mercy, also in quotes, and the month of forgiveness, in quotes as well. I additionally call it soulmate month. Maybe they'll explain why in this passage. If they don't, I'll explain why. Anyway, Elul follows the two previous months of Tammuz and Av, month of tragedies that were brought upon us from our sins. In Tammuz, the Jews sinned with the golden calf on Rosh Chodesh during the month of Elul. Moses ascended to Mount Sinai for a third 40-day period until Yom Kippur. When he descended with the second tablets of the commandments, of course, and God's word of joyful, wholehearted forgiveness, the first time Moses ascended was to receive the first tablets, and the second time was after the sin to ask forgiveness. And this third time was to receive the second tablets. These were days when God revealed to the Jewish people great mercy. Since then, this time has been designated as a time of mercy and forgiveness, an opportune time for teshuvah, or repentance. The 4 letters of the name Elul are an acronym for the phrase in Song of Songs 6:3. And this is why I call it Soulmate Month. The phrase that Elul translates to is literally, I am to my beloved, and my beloved is to me. I am to my beloved. We approach God with a desire to return and to connect, and my beloved is to me. God reciprocates with divine expressions of mercy and forgiveness. This is the month when the king is in the field. God, the King of all kings, is accessible. All can approach him, and he shines his countenance to all. Moving from there to the planetary calendar, on August 18th at 10:42 p.m., we will experience the new moon in Leo, 26 degrees Leo. I just like to point out that that's another 8, and actually the coordinates are 2635, so 8-8. And not from my notes here about what celestial events occur during this period, but something I wanted to mention to you, we'll also experience the final 8-8 of the Lion's Gate before the sun enters Leo and Sirius returns to her rightful and typical place in the sky on 8/17, right? That's another 8-8, and it'll be the last 8-8 of the Lion's Gate. Of course, another 8-8 will occur on the 26th of the month, but that one will be after the Lion's Gate has closed. And again, Sirius has returned. Sirius, the star, has returned to its typical place in the sky. But this event, to be clear, the new moon in Leo occurs at 26 degrees Leo, 35. On August 22nd, again, the last day for which this reading is, the feast day of the Queenship of Mary, my only son's birthday, at 11:45 a.m. So like 11:09 or 9:11 backwards or transposed, or 11, the sun enters Virgo at 0 degrees. And those are the only two events. So I'm not going to go any deeper because we'll do a new moon reading separate and apart from this. So let's get into the dice for this reading. I'm sure you noticed I didn't put any of the cards on the table this week like I usually do. We're beginning with massage. Yes. And buy shoes. I was just talking about buying shoes earlier today. I had seen an ad on Facebook of some really cute sneakers. And Spirit says, eat cake. Maybe that's for you, the last of the third decan Leos, or you Leo Virgos, like my son, whose birthdays are on the 21st or 22nd. Also, forget it. And dirty movie. Dirty movie for me is about sending pictures. It could be you sending, pictures. Send me a pic, right, of something interesting. It could be that, or video even, or like communication via Skype or like WhatsApp or some sort of other video, FaceTime, that sort of thing. It could be about online dating, because that's how we're corresponding online. Also, it can be like on a larger and less personal scale, these videos and things that go viral around the country or even the world, the globe, about different events and situations. So we may see some of those this week. Eat cake can also be it doesn't have to just be about birthdays and things. It can be about other celebrations. So congratulations or whatever is applicable to anyone celebrating something this week. Or maybe maybe you're not aware yet that you will be celebrating something and it'll come up later. So yeah, I'm preemptively congratulating you. So I'd started to say I didn't put any of the cards on the table because I figured that what I had to read this week wasn't going to take that long. And so I'd have time to shuffle like I used to in the old days. I used to shuffle all my cards live. And in the interest of time, I've stopped doing that. But I figured I'd have time to do it today. So that's what I'm about to do now. Starting first with Major Arcana card 7, the Chariot, which represents the sign of Cancer in the tarot. Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. So maybe this is showing up because of the new moon. Also, this card has always been very twin flamey for me, like the mirror images here. And in a general sense, it's about success and victory, ambition, getting things done, proving that you've got what it takes to handle a situation. In work, something may be a small issue or concern that can get blown out of proportion, maybe just in your mind. There may be somebody also at your job who, or with whom you work, or who's somehow involved in what you do for a living, who's working against you. Not necessarily in a malicious way, it could be inadvertent. And in love, somebody, maybe you or your partner or both, could be, pushing too hard, trying to move too fast or too slow. And some communications may need to be had between you and said partner or love interest or whatever. Also, this can be about stop and go energy for me in relationships. And in terms of driving and things, speaking of stop and go, since the Chariot is also about transportation, movement, somebody could be moving, whether metaphorical or literal. In terms of driving and things, you may want to watch like your speeds and stuff. There's a potential to like be pulled over or something. We'll see maybe with some of the other cards what the outcome of that might be if you do get pulled over, but that's what's a possibility. The next card is upside down, so we won't even talk about that, and I'm going to shuffle. Maybe I shouldn't put these so close to me. So opening to, I guess this is kind of in reverse, the Five of Wands in reverse. Chariot. The World in reverse. Why don't we do 3 of these? Chariot. And the Knight of Cups in reverse. Cancer, like the Chariot. Scorpio, Pisces, someone likened to those traits or attributes. Chariot. I'm going to cut into 6 like the old days. And we've got Major Arcana card 1, the Magician in reverse. And then this card will be for the fire signs. So I'm leaving it in reverse, just turning it around this way. For the fire signs, the Wheel of Fortune also in reverse. This is your energy, actually. This might have been your card last week, too. For the earth signs, Knight of Swords, upright. For the air signs, and Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, like the Knight of Swords, the Star, which represents the sign of Aquarius. Major Arcana card 17, which equals another 8. And something particularly could be happening on the 17th, which falls in the period of this reading. Let's see, the 17th is what? Tuesday, probably. Monday? I think it's Monday. Whenever it is. Something could be falling, because I just mentioned a moment ago, of course, it is the last 8/8 of the period of the Lion's Gate. And lastly, for the water signs, your card is the Knight of Cups upright. He's flipped over. All right, so we're going to get into the meanings of each of these cards for each element. All right, let's just put these back better in frame. Yes. Fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Again, your card is the Wheel of Fortune. Sorry about that. In reverse, which most directly does represent the sign of Sagittarius and is also connected to the fixed signs, the energy of the fixed signs, which would be your fellow fire sign, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. It's like we have all those energies right here. Yes, this is not Earth. It doesn't necessarily represent Taurus in the way that you would think. However, Uranus, the ruler of the sign of Aquarius, not only is currently located in Taurus and has been for a while and will be for quite some more time, but went retrograde last week. So I think that that may be why the earth signs this week are the only ones to not be represented by their actual energy here in the cards that we pull. All right, so for you fire signs, sun, moon, rising, don't be afraid by the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. All right, Wheel of Fortune is a positive card in general. Again, represents sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So this is the planet that gives us gifts, right? Based on our karma, luck. Also, it is the planet of growth and expansion. So it's good things. Wheel of Fortune is about change. When it's in reverse, the change won't be as grand or notable or even noticeable, right? Might not be as blatant. You might not even notice change is happening as when it is upright. When it's upright, it can be more about like this sweeping change that comes in very quickly, but certainly you notice it. You know, something drastically changes in your life. The change is often to the good because people tend to be in one situation or another. So when change comes, it's good. It moves them out of that situation. And again, this can be tied to actual like fortune, to money and things coming your way, abundance coming your way. In either case, though, whether it is particularly good fortune or something negative that you'd rather not have happen, change in your life that is coming to you, it's temporary. This too shall pass. Okay, that's important to remember with this energy. And also, you are guided to think as positively as possible and to like work on what you are trying to manifest, the good things in your life when you see this card. So that's your homework, fire signs, for this week. Don't assume that any change that pops up is permanent. Again, whether it's good or it's bad. All right, moving on to the earth signs. Taurus, Virgo. How could I forget Virgo? Like we're entering Virgo at the end of the week. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Virgo, which is represented by Mercury, the communication planet, which went direct a week or two ago. I don't remember exactly what date, in the sign of Leo. Well, went direct in Cancer, and then it moved into Leo. That's where it's currently located, fire sign Leo. So, again, the Wheel of Fortune is also connected to the energy of Leo. Some of you earth signs, maybe Virgos in particular, may experience some of this energy, or of course Cuspians, if you have both the fire and the earth in your chart, you may experience some of whatever the earth signs do. All right, so the Knight of Swords is about news. Pages bring news, and knights are about the action of the news. So again, communication, and Mercury, as I mentioned, rules communication. If you're waiting for news from somebody or something, or about something, you're likely to be pleased with what you received this week, and by way of that news, and be able to, it's a decision. So that's why I was saying, like, the difference between the page tells us that news is coming. And with the Knight, there's action associated with it. So the action is somebody's made a decision. Either you're making one or somebody has made one, and you're waiting to hear so that you can make one too, or you can take some sort of action as well yourself. You are likely to be pleased with the news or the decision that you receive, whether it's a decision that somebody else around you is making in whatever capacity, or it's like a legal decision, a judgment even. You should be happy with that. If you're waiting to hear what's going to happen with your unemployment, for example, something in the mail, something that you have less control over, you're likely to be pleased with whatever that message is. Knight of Swords is also about going after stuff, right? Not necessarily waiting for it to come to you. Very busy energy, very fast moving energy. Good time to pursue like your heart's desires and stuff. In work, it's a good omen as well, especially if one is looking for work. Again, you could be hearing good news about something to which you apply or have already applied. You can be getting an answer that you're going to be happy with, like you got the job, you're hired. In love, it can be about being swept off your feet. Whether one is male or female, like ignore the fact that it's a knight and it has a masculine archetype pictured. It could happen to anybody. If you're currently in a committed relationship, you can expect it to get a lot more, like deeper and intense, satisfying. So more committed. And again, those things may be happening because, for one, Jupiter is located in Capricorn, retrograde. Mercury, ruler of the sign of Virgo, is located in Leo, so communications are on fire. And Uranus, the ruler of the sign of Aquarius, is located in Taurus, retrograde. So those could be reasons why you guys are getting happy messages, good messages, pleasing decisions, or decisions in your favor, judgments in your favor this week. So moving on to us air signs, Geminis like myself, Libras and Aquarians also like myself as an Aquarius moon. This is for us, sun, moon, rising. Actually, I'm being guided to go back to the fire signs first. Like I gypped you guys. And I'm told, tell them about their work too. Tell them about their work too, is what I was hearing. So there's a chance that you could be leaving your job. And it's probably because like your heart's no longer in it. Not because the job is being taken from you or something. It's because you want to leave the job. Definitely give some thought to what it is you'd prefer to see yourself doing, you like to be doing. And again, there's good news or in it for you potentially. There is change for you, energy of change. So think about it, because of course this would be a very big change. but it is in the cards for you, as they say, to go ahead and move on with work. And in terms of love, I don't think I mentioned anything about you guys for love either. You could find yourself like you're over some sort of long-term relationship, similar to how you're over your job, possibly. You could be over a long-term relationship that you're in, and it just doesn't fit your needs anymore. And that doesn't mean that you want to end the relationship necessarily, although it potentially could mean that. It's a time for you to like communicate again with your partner if you do, or love interest, if you do want to continue and see where else the relationship can go. If you don't have it in you, or they don't have it in them, like it takes two. Both people have to want to work on the relationship, have to be willing to make corrections in order for it to work, or concessions. And again, we just read about that this is a month of forgiveness and atonement and compassion on the Hebrew calendar. So you'll have to have some of that in order to get things back on track, if you're interested in getting things back on track. If you're not, then that's okay too. And you can't beat yourself up, or you shouldn't beat yourself up about wanting to leave a relationship, regardless of how long it's been, even if it has been a marriage or something. And again, that would involve a legal judgment. You're still guided to do what's in your heart to do. If you're single and looking, it's a time to get clear on what kind of mate it is exactly you're looking for, and to make sure that you're putting yourself out there and in situations where you will possibly meet people. All right, so now let me go back to my fellow air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and major arcana card, the Star. So first and foremost, again, the Star represents the sign of Aquarius, and a Taurus may be particularly significant in your life, and or you may be particularly significant in the life of a Taurus, with your ruler, Aquarius, being located in Taurus. Has been for about a year, will be for like another 6 years, give or take, in either case. So there's that. Also, Star is a positive card, especially when upright, very strong, very positive in any and every aspect of your life. It is about manifestation, dreams coming true, wishes being granted, and prayers being answered. So that thing you've been really, really trying to bring towards yourself in your life, or that person, that relationship, definitely a good week for it to actually show up. Or for you to put your focus on it, and have a really good chance of bringing it towards yourself. Also, it's about communication. Often communication of the type that I was talking about in the beginning with the dice, with Dirty Movie. Online communication. So Skype and FaceTime and social media and online dating, and all of these things will be, there's a really strong and positive energy for those. Exchanging pictures and videos and all that kind of stuff. You may hear from somebody that you've been wanting to hear from. Maybe that's what you've been hoping for, wishing for, dreaming for, and you'll be getting that wish very likely through some sort of, again, means that involves one of those types of technologies. In love specifically, in work, it's just a positive omen. I don't want to skip by that again. If you're looking for a job, definitely good time for you to actually manifest one, get that news that you're hired, especially again with the Taurus energy, with your ruler Uranus being located in Taurus. The earth signs are about, work and dedication and commitment. So it's really positive time for that. If you are single in terms of love and looking for, open to a new relationship, definitely a good time for you to meet somebody. Again, it's not going to come knocking at your door. You may have to put yourself in situations, including online, that will allow you to meet somebody. And again, it's any and every aspect of your life, whatever you've been trying to bring toward yourself, it is possible with this card having turned up for you. And not just you, Aquarius, but also you, Gemini, also you, Libra. Moving on to the water signs with the Knight of Cups, also your energy, representative possibly of an actual character, if not yourself, somebody else. Maybe some of you are dealing with a water sign as well. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces or someone likened to those traits or attributes. In general, this is another card that's pretty much positive in any and every aspect of your life in which it shows up. Relationships deepening, meeting new people, starting new relationships, maybe even being proposed to, and all kinds of stuff. Just, it's a really, really loving energy. And again, it's about action. Nights are about action. And if you're single, you could really be swept off your feet with this card showing up. That's what it represents. And if you're already committed, then the relationship deepening, just like I said about the other elements this week. So far, it's shaping up to be a really positive week for us all. I'm going to pull some other cards from another deck, and we'll see if that continues. I expect that it will, because my readings usually tend to, like, the energies repeat themselves to give you more and more and more confirmation that it is accurate and the messages that you were intended to receive at this time in your life. So did I leave anything out for the water signs? It's just a super positive energy. Knight of Cups. I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Also with I did. Wait a minute. Also with the Knight of Cups, for me, it can be about somebody returning to your life. So either an ex or somebody from your past, maybe with whom you didn't have a relationship, a romantic relationship. Maybe you had a friendship. Perhaps that can change. They're returning to your life and it can grow into something even stronger and different. Or reuniting of friends, because it's a card of reuniting, and bonds where love and or emotions are involved, right? Your cup is full. All right, on that note, let's get to the other spread. Now I'm noticing I didn't talk about our overall energy from this deck, the Magician in reverse. So Magician in reverse, while I'm just getting set up, I'll talk about that, can be about realizing that you haven't necessarily been paying attention to all the signs and synchronicities around you, and sort of beginning to listen to those and to take note, because that's part of the Magician's all about manifestation as well. Represents the sign of Gemini most directly. It suggests you have any and all tools that you may need in order to bring toward yourself what you desire, but that you're not necessarily using them, right? That's why he's upside down. And among those tools that you're not using specifically could be signs, synchronicities, things that the universe is trying to show you that you're missing, you're not paying attention to. So you might want to clue in a little more this week. Pay closer attention to those things. And again, a Gemini may be particularly significant. All right, so going to these decks. This is two decks, actually, both the Angel and the Animal Tarot. So it's two more tarot decks. I just used the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, and that's how we may see repeat energies. We're beginning with the Seven of Swords. Caution will help you to avoid the loss of valuables, including non-material resources such as time or peace of mind. Be aware of the results of your actions, as well as what others might be doing behind your back. And this week, I'm very much focused on the bird with the key in his mouth. And I'm feeling that this is tied also to some sort of communications and some information into which you come, or something that you receive is going to be key to some situation in your life. It may very well be information, though. Somebody may sing like a bird. Somebody may tell the truth. Somebody may open up about something that they had been tight-lipped about before, and that is going to be key for you in some sort of moving forward. Other than that, I call the Seven of Swords the card of joy stealing. It can be because somebody else stole our joy, and they can literally have stolen something from us, or we could have lost something. Or we can steal our own joy sometimes, because it's also a card about distrust, including ourselves. Like, you don't trust yourself, you're afraid to take risks, afraid to go after something, then you can miss opportunities, right? So you just stole your own joy, potentially. But yeah, more than any of that, I'm focused, like I said, this week on this bird with this key in its mouth. Also, upright and immediately behind that is the Five of Pentacles. And this is a card also where it can be in your mind, you are limiting yourself. It's about fear of lack, basically. Fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, and uncertain self-employment. Yeah, that's really like oversimplifying it, because it's not just that. It's like fear of lack, as I said. In relationships, it can be about things like fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, fear of commitment, mommy issues, daddy issues. In terms of other things, it can really be about like, will I have a job? Will I be able to pay my bills? What's going to happen? Fears. And sometimes those fears, are valid to the extent that people need to be able to, take care of themselves. But then that magician in reverse comes back to mind. And it's saying you have the tools to make sure that none of those things come to pass, but you have to use them, right? Similarly, the devil, major arcana card 15, ego or the devil, is one of these cards. That's about fear, and just feeling like you have no options when that's not true. You may feel like you're trapped in your situation, but that's not true. Be careful not to overly focus on material wealth and break free of negative thinking. Right, so it's very important again this week to think positive. Major Arcana card 15, Ego, the Devil, represents the sign of Capricorn. A Capricorn may be particularly significant as well. And lastly, of the upright cards is the Knight of Swords, which we just saw for the Earth signs. Decisive, focused, driven, and impulsive. Get ready for progress to speed up. This situation requires you to choose logic and intellect over emotion and to make your decisions quickly. Again, the Knight of Swords is about a decision a lot of the time that you're having to make or that you are awaiting so that you can take some sort of action in your own life. The next card is the Knight of Cups, which we also just saw for the water signs, but in reverse. The Knight of Cups is romantic, flirtatious, introspective, and enchanting. A deeply emotional and probably romantic experience will sweep you off your feet. Things can move very quickly during such whirlwind encounters, so stay balanced and make decisions with both your heart and your intellect. So I'm going to throw all of these cards randomly back into the deck, separate and apart from each other. And then I'm gonna, okay, so they want us to see this first. The Page of Cups, who's intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. A new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase, and you have heightened psychic abilities. It is paired here with the Seven of Pentacles. So maybe somebody or something for which you've been waiting that is going to be somewhat emotionally fulfilling to you, at least make you happy. Finally coming this week. Right, finally receiving at least news of it, that it's near. And similarly, the Page of Wands is about news of an opportunity. Creative opportunities that you feel passionate about are fluttering your way. Personal growth and broadened horizons will spark original ideas. The Page of Wands is an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone like into those traits or attributes. Okay. Page of Water sticking up again. And the next card, I'll just go ahead and mention it, was actually Major Arcana card 5, the Hierophant, which represents the sign of Taurus, which also appears to be pretty significant this week already. All right, we've done a lot of talking about Taurus. So mix these up quite a bit again. And now we have another Five of Cups. That's the overall energy. I'm sorry, Five of Pentacles, rather. Focusing upon the negative or worrying about money or a career, or really relationships or anything in your life, worrying about anything, period, can block your progress. Because you're at your trust and faith are at a low point right now. Remember, the Seven of Swords can be about distrust and low trust. It's not the best time for you to start your own business or to become self-employed. So what is this saying? It's not the best time for you to try to manifest. Your magician is in reverse. It's reconfirmation about that. Next card is in reverse. It's the Five of Swords. All right, so crowning the masculine this week. Major Arcana card 18, the Moon. Again, there is a new moon this week also. It might be on the 18th. Was it on the 18th? I think it was. The moon rules the sign of Cancer, but this card in the tarot represents the sign of Pisces. It's important to trust your intuition, even if you're unsure of what's happening. All will be revealed soon, so worry is unnecessary. We just read about that, right? That worry is unnecessary and is not helpful to you. It can cause you to potentially manifest negativity into your own life. Some situation that has been a difficulty to you coming to an end. It's the end of a career path, project, or relationship. And that brings feelings of mixed joy and sadness, relief and disappointment. Put aside your fears about these changes and trust that a brighter future awaits. If you were betrayed by somebody, maybe that's why you have such a low trust threshold. That those feelings or that relationship where you're betrayed coming to an end this week. Maybe it involves an earth sign, maybe specifically a Taurus. Yes, the queen would represent the fixed sign, and the fixed sign of the element of earth or pentacles is Taurus. Thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach and deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner, just like the Jewish calendar suggested we do all month this month. Also, the Queen of Pentacles, not only a Taurus, potentially a Virgo, a Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Crowning the feminine this week. Major Arcana card 17, the Star. Again, the star represents the sign of Aquarius most directly, but it's tied to air energy. Happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. You are on the right path. So dreams coming true, wishes being granted, prayers being answered this week so far in the life of the feminine. Brand new stuff. Brand new opportunities for her. Brand new path she never walked before with Major Arcana card 0, the Dreamer, or the Fool in the traditional tarot. You are starting a new adventure. Run free and take a leap of faith. At the root or foundation of feminine subconscious, the King of Wands, inspiring, dramatic, ambitious, and wise with this lion here. So again, this is the last 8-8 of the Lion's Gate and of the Leo season. And I think that this may be popping up for that reason, but it could be anything. The King of Wands is an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. He's inspiring, dramatic, ambitious, and wise. Now's your moment to step up into a leadership role. Don't back away from the spotlight, as your plans will be successful as long as you stay focused upon the big picture. So you could have, for example, manifested a new job as a manager or a supervisor or something, a boss, your own company. So you're going to be in a leadership role. That's your prayer being answered for this brand new opportunity, this path you never walked before. That's an example. Crowning. The Queen of Swords, experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny. She's also a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, like the star. And actually she most directly is an Aquarius. Again, the fixed sign is the queen, right? So all your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. It's time to declutter your home, to clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore, and to disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. The root or foundation, the Nine of Wands. You've worked hard and what you've created is impressive and worthy of protecting. Annoying challenges, like the Ten of Swords, may pop up, but you'll get through them just as you have in the past. So I think that message is more so to the masculine. But things can pop up for the feminine too, and she should remember, again, it's only temporary, and she's on track, and there's really positive energy surrounding her. So she should keep her thoughts positive and pay attention for signs and synchronicities. And at the heart of the matter, Major Arcana card 21, the World, which for me is a fire energy. It feels like fire, and I connect it to Jupiter, Mars, and the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Congratulations on successfully accomplishing what you set out to do. You've made it through the challenges and incorporated the lessons that life offered you with grace and courage. The world is about some phase, situation, circumstance, living condition, relationship, job, coming to an end. and you being eased into something even better. This actually middle row tells a story on itself, like not paying attention to the masculine and feminine, but just saying like, here is a struggle. Here is it coming to an end, and here is a brand new beginning. All right. Should we clarify any of these? Sometimes I go around and clarify them all, but I don't really. I think I want to clarify the masculine's Ten of Swords. I'm thinking something could be going on with this being the queenship, the week during which the queenship of Mary falls, again on the 22nd, and that being a relationship or about a relationship or the celebration of a mother and her son, or a woman as a mother to a son. With looking at this masculine column here, I think for some it could have something to do with their mothers. The moon represents an energy of mother and femininity, as does the Queen of Pentacles. So I think some difficulty. He should keep pushing. He should not give up on this relationship with his mother. Of course, this doesn't apply to everybody, but to some. For others, this could be representative of abundance and maybe a time of struggle, again, financial struggle, or one's needs not being met. And then here comes the energy of the Queen of Pentacles if it doesn't represent an actual person, and then the needs are met. So I think I want to clarify that one, and we'll do the World for all of us. The feminine's got good energy. Maybe we can clarify the King of Wands, but I don't even think really that's necessary, to be honest. Just thinking in terms of balance. I'm doing one from this column, one from this column, and then I do one from that column. All right, so let's do that. I like to clarify with my upright cards. So I'm not going to use this one. So I'll use this one to clarify the Ten of Swords. Oh, wow. Arcana card 3, the Empress, which represents the planet Venus, ruler of the signs of Taurus, Libra, and Gemini, but it is definitely mother energy as well as energy of abundance. So everything that I just said is sort of summed up by this card. It's time to hop into action and to use your natural creativity to bring forth prosperity and success in your life. So it's within your power to correct your situation with your creativity through some sort of creative means. Also, again, this is representative of a mother energy, and you're definitely guided to pay attention to your intuition. This also represents an energy of attraction. And so again, I think you're attracting abundance this week, masculine, whereas you may have been in a period of struggle and difficulty prior. The World. So again, an upright card. Boom, the Ace of Swords. So like I said, something coming to an end, and then there's a new beginning. Implementation of your brilliant new idea. May get off to a rocky start, but keep going. The challenges will help you to refine your plan and to reshape your goals into something even better. The Ace of Swords is a card of victory. It is a card of new beginnings. It can represent that there were previously some real difficulties, right? This new beginning is on the heels of some real difficulties, but that's what gives it like its real mama, we made it sort of energy, because it's like, despite all that I was going through, I'm still starting over. I'm still getting a new beginning, right? I was able to make it through. And I think the World card even says something. Congratulations, you've made it through. Yes. Congratulations on successfully accomplishing what you've set out to do, right? So here's the victory being represented by the Ace of Swords. Also, Ace of Swords, about cutting to the truth with that big sword. And I think it could be tied to the Seven of Swords that we saw in the beginning. I was going to say, was that our overall energy? It was our overall energy before. The Seven of Swords that we saw in the beginning, that with that bird, and I said somebody could receive some sort of information, or something tangible maybe, that changes everything. And that could be what the World is sitting here representing, that news or thing you come into is what helps to give way for this new beginning or opportunity. And like I said, the World represents fire for me. So that would also make sense in terms of Mercury being located in Leo. And I was talking about that communication being on fire. Lastly, like I said, just in all fairness, let's do I don't know what that was. Let's do the King of Wands for the feminine. This is the next upright card, and it's the King of Cups. So something very emotionally fulfilling for her, if it is a new job or her own company, some sort of leadership role for her. That's awesome. This could be representative of her King of Wands, her divine masculine being manifested in her life. And perhaps he is a water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. If it doesn't represent an actual person in your life, then again, it represents the energy of emotional fulfillment, something you're very happy about. So it's like a job you can fall in love with, a new beginning you fall in love with, a new home, or whatever it is. A trustworthy person or relationship enters your life. You also may receive wise and compassionate advice from someone who speaks directly from the heart. And that can be this. Again, somebody sings this week, and it's the key to something very important for you. The King of Cups is warm-hearted, devoted, loving, and faithful. And again, he is also a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. He may have some fire energy, or this could be involving two characters. The King of Wands, again, is an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And we could also have an Aquarius up and through the mix. Further to that, I can use these, I guess, as advice cards. One for the masculine, one for the feminine. And then I want to look for from the other deck. Oh, they're making it real easy for me today. Right, here's one from the other deck for the masculine and for the feminine. And then I had a deck of, or two more decks actually, of oracle cards from which I wanted to get advice. So one is, I think this is called the Healing Angels Oracle. With an overall energy of listen to your intuitive feelings. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. So again, that's very important this week. And some of us may have even been ignoring these things or failing to notice them at all. So put some effort into noticing this week. And lastly, the surrender cards. What should we be surrendering or surrendering to? Beginning with an overall energy of surrender to receiving support and love. Allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. Maybe like the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so from that deck to the masculine, surrender your ego. Remember we saw the ego, the devil card, and we got this Pentacles here. Could be tied. We've also got this earth energy here. So that could be tied to you, that devil. Cultivate gratitude. Be of service to others and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. This can also be about letting go of pride. Again, if you need to heal a relationship, perhaps with your mother or the mother of your children, or some other likely female that you find to be very attractive and abundant and successful and sort of in a league of her own. There may have been some sort of pride blocking you from healing a relationship, right? With this person, working on it, persevering, but you're guided to. The cards suggest that you do. And again, there's room and space for, and likelihood for victory this week. For the feminine, rather, surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. I like that. From the Healing Angels, masculine, past life issue. So this is maybe this issue, this relationship problem that I'm seeing here for you guys is from something in your past and or a past life. This situation has a basis in one of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you to remember, release, learn, and heal from your past experiences. For the feminine, heart chakra. The answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. Maybe that's why we got the King of Cups there. For the masculine, more fire energy and more Leo energy, specifically with Major Arcana card 11, strength, great inner strength, Release harsh judgments. So letting go of like harsh judgments and like negative emotions, things like pride, ego, the inability to forgive, blame, guilt. Release harsh judgments, instead exercise some forgiveness and compassion. Major Arcana card 11, strength, again, most directly represents fire sign, fire energy, Leo. That Mercury in Leo has been talking to me the whole time. I think that message is for you. Feminine, oh boy, the Three of Swords, yuck. Great sadness, take time to heal. There's a need to forgive yourself and others. Actually, I feel that that's all it's about, is a need to forgive yourself and release anything that you've been holding on from your past. And maybe that's why we're getting a note, message from the angels about heart chakra, to open that up if it's been blocked, because we've got so much positive energy surrounding us. Holding on to any negativity is not only unnecessary, but like just unnecessarily self-harmful, you know? And lastly, very nice. Again, for the masculine, I've been feeling that your thing has to do with a relationship for a lot of you, relationship of some sort. And the Two of Wands could definitely support that. It's your second 2 also. Major Arcana card strength 11 is also a 2. 2s often are about partnership, faith, duality. And the Two of Wands is the soulmate and or twin flame or divine union card of the tarot as well. Your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors, or to expand the number of people who are helping you. Didn't you have a card like that that said, accept help from people? A big ego can work against you, but humility furthers your goals. No. Oh, I think it was that card that we had as the overall energy that said, yep, allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. So it's like allowing other people to help you. And lastly, for the feminine, oh, the Five of Wands. There could be some jealousy surrounding this. Maybe that hurts. You may find out that somebody that you thought was a friend, and maybe that's why the Queen of Swords is here too. You may have to cut somebody off, or they may fall away naturally. A close friend and or family member, it could even be, if not somebody at your job or something. And I did mention for some of you, for one of the elements, that something could pop off at your job. Oh, I think that was for everybody, because I was talking about the Chariot, right? I said the Chariot can be about something small that blows up into something bigger. So that may be. But yeah, the Five of Wands for me is often about close friends and or family with whom we have a conflict. And maybe that's why it hurts. That's why it causes some sort of pain or separation for you. Occasionally, you may experience clashes with others. If you decide the matter is worth your energy, then do what you can to minimize the conflict without sacrificing your goals or beliefs. Alternatively, and more positively, the Five of Wands for me is also like a very like Martian, you know, as in the planet Mars, kind of energy, the planet of aggression, the planet of action, ruler of the signs of Aries, like the King of Wands here, and Scorpio, the King of Cups here, and is about going after your desires and just conquering, being victorious, like by any means necessary, pursuing what you desire. Hope you guys have enjoyed the weekly general reading. I will be back with the love reading. Namaste.